name is Amelia. I'm a conscious channeler, and I'm here to bring you today's message, I suppose. I haven't planned out any introduction yet. This is my first video, so welcome to my channel. If you clicked on this video, you probably feel a sense of loss of belonging. You probably feel a little bit displaced, misplaced, lonely. You're not connecting with the people or the beings that you feel you need to connect to, and you're just feeling lonely, man. Okay, this is a squeaky chair. Stop wiggling now. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you've probably heard of conditioning and how it works. So basically, the conditioned mind is basically like a matrix interface that has been created by others, and it controls your perception and your perspective of yourself, your beliefs of everything, relationships, money, everything, right? If you are channeling your conditioned mind. However, if you're channeling your heart, you are connected to the universe at large. You're connected to universal intelligence and cosmic consciousness. And the more consciously aware you are, the more awakened you become of this matrix interface, right? And once you become more aware and awakened, you start to detach from what you've perceived as reality. And you now understand that you are the creator being, co-creating your own perception of life, basically. Okay, so it was such a whole mission to get this video up and running. I broke a nail. Well, I didn't break the nail. The gel part came off. Okay, I'm distracted. I'm coming back. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that there's a lot of energy and a lot of effort that goes into making YouTube videos. I understand that now, and thank you for any YouTuber out there that ever made a video that made an impact on my life. Like, thank you. I'm just reaching out to your soul right now and saying thank you. Okay, coming back to you, beautiful soul. So, feeling like life has betrayed you in some sense, right? Because now you're on this awakening journey, but you probably feel secluded or reclusive, and maybe it's hard for you to connect to other people and other energies. But deep down, you also feel that you want to break out of the shell, and then you also want to reintegrate back into maybe a soul family, or find and seek friends that actually resonate with your heart-centered alignment. Okay, so coming back to conditioning, right? So if our perception and perspectives is driven by misinformation and by distractions, our identity gets logged into this matrix world, right? And then you become a player in someone else's paradigm. And the way to detach from that is to follow your soul, be aligned with your heart. Okay. Now, if you've already done so, the problem is that now you're like a puzzle piece that doesn't fit anymore, right? You've taken yourself out of that whole interface. Um, maybe you haven't fit in the little hole or the little assigned box that they gave you your whole life, you know. And it doesn't matter how hard you try, you're not gonna fit, honey. You're not supposed to fit, because the conditioned mind matrix that has been created, assigned, um, is not in resonance with your soul blueprint. Okay, so once you awaken and once you fully start acting, believing, thinking, and feeling in a different, more authentic way to who you truly are, it might raise an eyebrow, some issues with the group identity, with the people surrounding you, right? You've might have been a mirror to other people your whole life, and now all of a sudden you're like, no, I'm not taking this anymore, right? So it's I think in situations like that, it might be very very easy to create scapegoats out of innocent people. So how to escape? So the only way out is through, right? I'm going to give you a few hints. The first one is focus on not only seeking out your soul purpose, but also embodying the energy of your soul purpose. So once you attune to the energy of your soul purpose, you're going to find yourself in a very interesting place in your life. You're no longer going to have time and space to actually connect to a certain frequency. So let's say people who gossip all the time, or people who are always discussing other people, or the backstabbing and the negative energy is simply not gonna be something that you have space for in your life, because you're now focused on why you are here. Isn't that one of the most important things? To actually be focused on your destiny path. So yeah, that's the key thing, right? And the way you come to that realization is simply to explore, to give yourself some space to try out new things, and to allow yourself to reconnect to that inner child part of you that innately knows why you're here. Do the things that you've always loved to do since you were a baby girl or boy. Okay? Just go on a journey. Take your hand, take your inner child's hand, and realign to your soul purpose. That's the first thing. The second thing is unglue yourself. So if you are in a relationship, or you're connected to a bully persona, or a toxic persona, or a negative persona in any way, shape, or form, or even if you're having problems with like addictions, right? There is certain glue that connects you to these lower vibrational frequencies, right? In most cases, when it's an intoxicated or narcissistic or toxic relationship, right? The glue is guilt and shame, or some other form of negative frequency. But most of the time, you're taking on a personality that embodies shame and guilt, and that keeps the relationship in place. So if you detach, right? Well, obviously, emotional integration is like a whole process. Basically, you allow yourself to sit with the emotions and to receive the messages that the emotions want to give you, and then you release the emotions. You allow the emotions to flow out and be alchemized, right? Once you do this process, you can actually move forward into a more clear frequency of who you truly are. And if the relationship does not have that glue, that attraction, in some cases it might feel like attraction. If you come from families or households where love was projected in a certain way, your conditioned mind might be telling you this is how love feels and this is how attraction feels. But actually, that's just emotional glue that's basically brewing with negative energy. And once you clear that, the relationship falls away, or in some cases it actually blossoms and blooms into what it needs to be, whatever it needs to be. Then soul identity is super important. You've probably heard of some teachers say that one of the core principles of manifestation is identity. So you shift your identity, and then you can attract the things that your heart desires. Here's the thing, though. You can paradigm hop from one thing to another thing, but you're always going to come back to wanting and needing to be who you truly are from a soul space. And that's innately and authentic to you, right? Authentic to you. That's your core soul energetic blueprint. Okay. Once you embody this, then that which your heart of hearts truly desires automatically comes in the best way possible, because you're just being who you truly are. So know thyself. And that's a never-ending journey, always expanding. But if you know your core energy, and especially helpful for like empaths, if you know your core energy, you can discern your energy from other people, places, beings, environments, energy, and you can consciously focus on expanding your energy. Okay, and the other one, oh yes, presence of love, the presence of love. So being the presence of love is one of the things that you can focus on being. It's basically the same thing as being your core blueprint. But what you have to understand is that love is the most powerful energy in the universe. This doesn't mean that you accept or allow other people's abuse towards you, because love is love, and love loves everyone and everything, right? In a non-judgmental, all-accepting way. It's just understanding that if you hold on to resentment, and if you hold on to grudges and negativity, it's killing you from the inside. So to be in a loving state is the most loving thing you can do, regardless of what other people are doing. Loving someone else and forgiving someone else does not imply reconnecting or allowing them into your personal space. Okay, so then developing your intuition is also a very important point. Intuitive development is everything. because this is your way of navigating to the stars. That's always within. But with the gift of intuitive development, one of the endless gifts is that you truly and authentically know and understand that you are never alone. You are never ever alone. And the more you connect to your inner self and your inner being, your soul self, the less lonely you get, the less you long for someone or something outside of yourself. You're purely driven. I mean, my only drive in this moment is to express my soul, is to express the love that I know I am. And out of that, everything blossoms and blooms. And out of that, you attract everything that you already are. So instead of focusing and trying to change the outside world and everyone else that you're not fitting in with anymore because they choose to stay the little puzzle piece assigned to them while you this bright shiny snowflake, instead of trying to control the situation, the external situation, focus on embodying who you truly are and aligning with your ever expansive core magnetic frequency. And once you do this, then automatically the friends and the soul family and the soul gifts, they arrive at the right time, at the right place, because you are not operating from a place of lack anymore. You're not operating from a place of longing anymore. You are at one with your soul, and this makes you consciously aware that you're never alone. You're always connected. You're always at one with the universe. And in the instance when you get connected or some misaligned being crosses your path, right? You are going to know intuitively to trust yourself. You're intuitively going to know, okay, well, this person is maybe on this level of understanding, or they're operating at this level. So, I'm not gonna allow them fully in because they might have a different agenda. And that doesn't mean if someone like that or some being like that crosses your path, it doesn't mean that necessarily you're out of alignment or not resonating from your heart space. Maybe it just means that that being needs to see who you truly are, need to experience who you truly are in that moment. And maybe that's your gift to them. And the only way you can do that is to know and to truly feel that you are priceless. And I love you.